Go.
Awesome. Guys, we just want to welcome you to our Sunday evening Zoom call. My name is Audrey. This is my husband, James. And every Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central, we have this Zoom call where we reconnect with our leaders. We reconnect with all of you who are on this team to celebrate your accomplishments, to welcome you to our Isogenics family, specifically to Freedom Living Team, and to give you training to move your business forward. So one of the things that we request is that you guys stay interactive in the chats throughout the call tonight, because your energy matters, and we love celebrating people, and we love hearing from you.
Well, and for those of you who are maybe new to the team or new to the calls, Audrey and I have been doing this for I've been doing it for almost 6 years. You've been doing it for what, six and a half years?
Yep.
And when we first started, you guys, we had a website that was called freeconferencecalling.com, and we all dialed in on our phones, and we just listened to Aud or whoever was talking that night. And so we didn't have the capabilities of the chats, and we didn't have the ways to interact with each other and build relationships, despite us being all over the globe right now. So we are really living in a special time. And I know that there's been several friends that have been made across the country through this amazing, powerful Zoom platform. And so, with that, if you are brand new to this team and you're just starting in your network marketing journey, trust me, this is going to be the most exciting thing that you might ever do, and in many ways, one of the most rewarding. So we are really, really excited for you. We're excited that you're here, and know that you have all the support and all of the help that you could possibly want, so that this can be whatever you want it to look like. And tonight we're going to talk about something really great, but we would love to hear maybe from a couple of you guys, what are some shout outs, if there are any shout outs from the week, from accomplishments, whether you've enrolled your first person, you have somebody on your team you want to kind of give some kudos to. We love celebrating people here. So if you want to take just a minute or two and raise your hand, give some shout outs, we would love to hear from you guys.
Lane and Chelsea, if y'all want to unmute your line, and then we'll go to Dustin and Liz afterwards.
Can you hear us?
We can.
Perfect. We wanted to shout out Dustin and Elizabeth. They hit executive this week. They are probably they're coming in at least with $3,000 this week, but probably a lot more than that, because they're going for a huge goal tonight. We know that they're going to hit it. And also just wanted to shout out them for taking initiative to host their own overview this week. It was incredible.
Yeah, so they took initiative and they planned an overview. He actually put together a PowerPoint slide, and it's been really cool to see them catch the vision. They have not missed a Zoom call. They went up to Charlotte and got to an event, and they have just hit the ground running. So kudos to them, congratulations to them, and excited to see what they will do in the future.
And their team is exploding. So just wanted to shout them out for hitting the highest level of leadership in Isogenics this past week.
Yes, everyone give Dustin and Liz some love in the chat. We're so proud of you guys. And if you guys want to unmute your line, I know y'all have some shout outs as well.
Can you hear me okay?
We can, new executive.
Come on.
Everybody's doing well. We have some awesome shout outs this week. It has been absolutely incredible. It's so funny that we're going for the goal tonight, and we just feel like we haven't nearly had, the personal enrollments this week that we've had in the past, but it's because our team and the people that we've developed and that are coming on strong, and they're just getting so many people enrolled. So the first shout out goes to Lisa Bird. Lisa is, I think she's on this call. I don't know if she has her video on. Lisa is an absolute freaking rock star. She has gotten, I don't know how many people, 4 or 5 people enrolled this week. She's looking at making more than $700 this week. It's been incredible. She is a rock star. Wow. So we've got Jacob and Paige, who we shouted out on this call today for the first time. They came to our overview this past Thursday, and they both enrolled. They saw the vision. They're so excited for the nutrition. They enrolled. And they
just started their nutrition today.
And they already became consultant. So
oh my gosh.
And then last shout out that we have is Blake and Jessica Childress. They ordered their pack, I guess
last week
sometime. And they are also looking at another $700 week this week. It's been incredible. So shout out to everybody. Thank you guys for being on the call. I think for our business, this is when it really started to kind of take off, is when we dove into the Zoom calls, and we try our best not to ever miss one. And so we can't wait to see what you guys are going to do in the future. So we love you guys. Thank you.
So awesome.
welcome everybody. Congrats on your several $100 weeks, you guys. That's a big deal.
Amazing.
Way to go.
And let me just tell you, you are on the right team doing this, and we are so excited to continue celebrating all of your success. I've got a couple shout outs. My first shout out is to Leslie Ford. She cycled 5 times this week, everyone. And one of the things that I love about Leslie is she is so consistent. You will see her on every call. She gets herself to the event. And we just love her so much. And I know that she's going to continue doing amazing things. So she cycled 5 times. And then the other beautiful woman that I want to shout out is Holly Spires, who is on the line. Jamie Lynn's sister, which I don't think Jamie Lynn is traveling right now. So she's not, I don't think she can be on the call right now. But I just wanted to give Holly a huge shout out. She rank advanced to consultant, which is her first leadership level. And we are just so proud of Holly, and her and Jamie Lynn are linking arms together. Jamie Lynn is soaring as well. And I know Jamie Lynn is going for the 5-cycle bonus. And so we are believing and declaring over her that she's going to hit it before midnight.
Awesome.
And Holly, we're just so proud of you. You have such an inspiring story. And I know that you're going to continue blessing so many people. And so I just wanted to give you a massive shout out. We're so glad you're on this line tonight and are so proud of you for hitting your first leadership rank in Isagenix as consultant.
Yes. So are there any other final shout outs that anyone would like to give before we move forward? Yep. We got Dad up there. Okay. You are unmuted, Dad. Go ahead.
Wonderful. God bless. Hey, because of the Resurrection Sunday hiatus from the call, we were never able to give a Zoom call shout out to Ellen Kimball, who hit 2-star 20 cycles last week, and just wanted to make sure that I can't think of any more worthy of a person to get the shout out than Ellen Kimball. She is a hardworking, diligent, fastidious Isagenix 2-star.
She is.
Way to
And
go, Evelyn.
she hit that for the second time. So she got that 2-star bonus again and made $2,000, and we're so proud. Yeah. We love you so much, Ellen. You are such an amazing, incredible leader. And I just am so excited to celebrate that.
So getting into tonight's call, it is something very, very important, and something that I think when you're talking to any seasoned networker, they will say that this is one of the most important things you could ever do for your business ever. So I want to hear some guesses. Comment in the chats what you think a seasoned networker would say one of the most important things you could ever do for your business would be. Okay, we have events. Are there any more events? Getting to events.
Getting to an event.
Maybe you guys.
Wow.
Personal development. Okay. T. Smith.
Get around the fire.
That's right. Okay.
I'm all about getting around the fire.
So we might
active, dive into the resources, connecting with people daily.
These are all amazing.
Okay. So the most important thing that seasoned networkers will say, if you want to explode your team and explode your business, it is getting to events. So we are very, very, very excited about the event that's coming to Nashville, Tennessee in August. And do we know the specific dates?
The 10th through the 13th.
The 10th, I always do that. It's like, remember the 10th through the 13th. August 10th through the 13th in Nashville, Tennessee, we are going to Bridgestone Arena, where Isagenix is going to pack out the arena, and it is going to be an absolute incredible event where you're going to hear from top Isagenix income earners sharing with you the secrets to their success, as well as team parties and team events. And we are going to have an agenda that's going to list places to eat, all of the things that we as Freedom Living team are doing, where our team is going to sit at Bridgestone Arena. So you can look at this sheet and make sure that you know exactly where you're going. You know the dress to wear. You know where the team party is. It has the address on there. And at the event, you are going to be surrounded by our team. And when you get to an event, when you put yourself in an environment to get around the fire, like Caitlin Hunt just shared, your entire being begins to shift and change. When you get yourself to an event, your mindset changes, which causes your thoughts to change, which causes your actions to change, and your business inevitably grows from there.
So we want to hear from a couple of the leaders, because you guys, this isn't, I don't want it to just come from us. And I know that, on the calls you can hear us talking about a lot and wondering the validity of it possibly, or just, okay, what are some other vantage points? For me, I'll share a little bit really, really quickly. When I first enrolled in Isogenics, my little sister is the one that enrolled me. And she said, James, if you're even considering doing this business, if you're even considering it, you have to come to Dallas with me in New Year's kickoff. And I was like, I don't even know what that is. But okay, she didn't give me an option. She said, if you're considering this, you have to come. And by the end of the weekend, you will know if this is something you want to fully pursue or not. But if you don't, I can't know if you're ever going to really get it. And so we drove 14 hours, and I'll just say this, you guys, it was the most impactful event ever, because I thought I knew it all. I'll say that again. I thought I knew what this was. And let me tell you, it is a dangerous place to get in when you think you know more than you actually do, or when you think you know it all. That's a very dangerous place to get in. And so I just humbled myself. I said, okay, yes, I'm considering a lifestyle change. Yes, I want more in my life when it comes to my relationships, when it comes to my mindset, how I deal with problems, my ability to create, income streams, maybe from the ground up. I have to get to a place that I've never been to physically. I have to move to a place and be willing to learn something that maybe previously I wouldn't have learned. And so that was a little bit of my story. And you guys, from that point, leaving that event, I left change forever. And so we would love to hear, I don't know if you want to share a little bit about yours, but we would love to hear from the leaders very, very quickly what getting to events has done or did for you initially, your first event or anything like that, really quickly.
Yeah, and I'll share my 30-second story of getting to an event. In 2013, I went to my very first event. And when I sat in the back of the room at that event, it solidified my belief in Isogenics. And it was because of what I saw, the people walking across the stage with these checks. I envisioned myself having that freedom. It was before I ever cycled one time. It was before I was even a consultant in Isogenics. Holly, you're already a consultant. You're further ahead than I was. I came back from that event and it changed the game for me. And I said to this day, I am here today because I went to NYKO. I went to a New Year kickoff event, and that is why I'm here today. And so I am just really passionate about, teaching you guys, and we're going to teach you how to invite your team to the event and what to say to them, because we really believe that each one of you who's on this line, the more people that you bring to an event, the more you're going to see your team grow, the more that you're going to see your income grow, the more you're going to see people rise up in leadership and solidify who they are and where they're going in this company. So we want to hear from some of the leaders here.
Yeah, and I want to get maybe like 10, 12, 15, however many we can get, really short, really brief. But here's what I want to say for anybody who hasn't been to an event, and this is going to be kind of a training portion, so I want you to kind of go in with listening ears. One of the biggest portions of getting people to events, and also one of the most powerful parts about events in general, is the stories. It's the stories that you hear. And so, when you're talking to somebody, you might not have ever been to an event, but what's so powerful is that you can use any of the stories that you are about to listen to right now about how an event transformed somebody's life and somebody's business. So listen, and when you hear somebody share the story, say, okay, I really like that. And that can be applied to what we're going to talk about a little bit later about how to share that and relay that to your team. So we would love to hear from you guys about, an event experience and how it changed your life personally, or somebody that you saw come in your team. So anybody want to raise your hand and start us off? Because I know we have several people that, okay, Lynn and Chelsea, thanks for going first, guys. Go ahead.
Our first event was Celebration 2017, and we went to that event. I'll never forget when we first enrolled. James and I said, "You've got to get to this event." I was a little skeptical because I had been to a big events in corporate America, and then I got there in that room. I saw the stories, I saw the people, I saw this was a real business, and I saw the authenticity of the company, and that's all that I needed to see. And when Eric Coover said on, if we as associates spend most of our times getting people to events instead of enrolling people, your business will explode. So this being in Nashville, we have such an advantage. So we cannot harp enough. If you're on the fence, buy the ticket. We promise you the weekend will change your business. Not only that, it may change your life.
It was funny. Our first event, we said, there's no way that we can believe in Isogenics more than we do now. There's no way. But then we got in the room at Celebration, and our belief in Isogenics went from 100% to 1,000%, because it was just incredible and very inspiring to see all of the stories and to hear the successes. And, like James and Odd can say one thing to us over and over again, but hearing it a different way from a different leader is so inspiring. So we really just encourage you all to get to this event, just because it will change your life and change your business center, just like it has ours. Every time that we go to an event, we see our business center grow and grow and grow. So,
gosh,
so
that. Good. So good. Let's hear from, who else wants to share? We want to hear from all
Chelsea
of our.
Taylor.
Where's Chelsea Taylor at?
Well, she just.
Chelsea Taylor.
Chelsea Taylor, unmute your line. Oh, we can't see you right now. We can't find you on here.
Oh, there she is.
Oh, there she is.
Okay.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Hi. Okay, so as you guys are sitting here talking about the events, I'm thinking back to my first one, and my first one was in 2014, Celebration, I believe. And I just want to share something really specific. 7-month deployment, 3 days prior to that event. And I had every excuse I could probably come up with to say, no, like my husband just came back from a 7-month deployment. I'm not going. But I knew that going to that event, regardless of the fact that he just got home, was very important for me, my family, and our future. And so I saw him 3 days later from where he was at. I jumped on a plane, went to San Diego, and went to my first event. And that is the reason, just like they said, getting to that event is what solidified the belief in this company and knowing I am a part of the right company. And I'm still here 5 years later. And you just go every single time, you guys. That was my first event. It was so important that I went for all the reasons that they've already shared. But to go every single celebration, every single New Year's, to go over and over again as time changes, as new things come out in our company, as new leaders rise, just like Chelsea said, you hear things differently and you get a new motivation and a new just for your business. You come back with something new to drive you to the next event. And so I totally wholeheartedly believe that there should be no excuse not to get to an event. So I just wanted to share that.
Good. I think I love your story. And then I'll go to Taylor Smith. I saw you raise your hand. I love your story because you had every right in the book to not go, and you went, and Chelsea is one of the top leaders on Freedom Living team, and she is consistently growing her income year after year with Isogenics. So love you so much. That was amazing. Taylor Smith, if you want to unmute your line, we'd love to hear from you as well.
Yes, so I actually celebrated my 3 years enrolling with Isogenics this week. And when I came into this, I was really into it. I really wanted to learn everything I could about the business. Of course, I had all of my guards up, my doubts. I saw what Audrey had accomplished because Audrey's the one who enrolled me. I saw other people, what they had accomplished, but there was always this little voice inside of me of like, that worked for them, but could it really work for me? And could I really have success? Could I be that person who has success? And so I enrolled in April of 2016, and the first major event that was offered as like me being in Isogenics was the celebration. And I did not go to that event because I believed that those types of things were for other people, like, I don't know. I was just like, it just wasn't a big deal to me. And then after that event, when I saw people coming back and the fire that was lit under them, and I saw that if I really truly wanted to one day lead a team and have major impact and really impact people's lives on a massive scale and really grow my business and my income, leaders go to events. You do not see a top leader. Now, the compensation plan, you can earn a lot of money and not be a leader, but the people who are having the most impact were the ones who get themselves to events. And so I said, all right, I don't know. I don't care what I had to do. I think I borrowed money from my mom and paid her back to get a plane ticket to San Antonio. But I made it to my first event in January of 2017. And it was NYKO. And I tell you, your first event, there is no magic like your first event, because you're seeing like this whole new world, and you're surrounded by tens of thousands of people. And you're like, oh my gosh, like, wow, Isogenics is way bigger than just me having my protein shake in the morning. Like, this is huge. People's lives are being impacted. Oh my gosh, I know people. And you start to think about, oh my gosh, I know that I can have so much impact in sharing this. I know I have a gift and I have to go home. And the fire that you go back home with is not, you can't describe it. And what I love about what Chelsea just said is, yes, your first event is so important. And your first event that you bring people to is so important. But you cannot have the impact that you on this phone call are capable of having, you desire to have. You want to make a movement, you want to make ripple effects in your business, in life, in people's lives. You cannot do that unless you continue to show up. So ever since then, there has not been one major event that I've missed, because I know the gift that I have with Isogenics. I know the gift that I can have on future people who I've not yet met yet, but I'm going to enroll them into my business because I'm being consistent. I'm showing up. I'm being the leader that I know my future enrollees deserve. And so that type of leader needs to show up to events. So I really love that Chelsea made that point.
Love that. So good. Amazing. Anybody else want to share? Danny, I see you. You want to share about events? Hold on. There we go.
Can you hear me?
We can.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
So as you were talking about events, my first event, I remember, Audrey, you had encouraged me to go. And this was back in 2013, August, to celebration. And I remember you had said to go, and I really didn't see, honestly, the worth of the investment to go to an event at that time. And so I passed on it. But my first event that year, I went to Kickoff in Texas, Dallas, Texas. And it wasn't until I went to that event that I saw how worth it was for the investment to make into myself, and to be willing to go and find myself valuable enough to pour that money into myself, to learn and to be submerged into an environment that I had not yet understood until I went to an event. And so from that point on, I've not missed a single event since then, a New Year's kickoff or a celebration. And what I love about them is that when you go, a lot of times, you're up against the battle of, you're building this company or this business, you're learning self-development, you're learning about yourself, you're pushing over hurdles, you're having growth, you're having setbacks. And so going into events, a lot of times you walk in there kind of like, I always say limping, and you come out leaping, because you get so filled up and so inspired and so encouraged, and that belief just builds again, like everybody's already said. And so to me, they're a non-negotiable for myself either. And if I want my team to to do as I do. I can't expect anybody to show up on these calls if I'm not on these calls. I can't expect people to go to events if I opt to not go to events. And I think they're so important. Another thing I want to say is that when I went to VIP tour, when we went with you to Arizona, and I was able to go into corporate headquarters, that really was something incredible that I wouldn't have had the opportunity to do if I wouldn't have shown up at the event. And that just really opened up my heart and my understanding to see what I was involved with, and that I was an executive of my business, and to take ownership in it and to really treat it as a business. And that, I don't believe that wouldn't have happened if I wouldn't have went to the corporate and toured it and listened to Kathy Coover and Jim Coover and all the people share about truly what Isagenix is and how it started. And so that too stemmed from the events. So I encourage my team all the time to go to events. And I tell my women friends to, it's a girlfriend trip. So not only are you going to get filled up, you're going to get blessed, you're going to learn, you're going to be part of the Isagenix environment, but we're going to have the best time as girls and having that girl time and developing friendships. And so, use this as a time to do that, and a best vacation to be able to write it off and use it for your benefit. So I love them. I look forward to all the events.
So
Thank
good.
you
Thank you
sharing
so
that,
much
Danny.
for sharing.
Guys, if anybody else wants to share, if you could just share in the chats, because I want to be so honoring of everybody's time. And I know we could talk for 3 hours about why events are so crucial, but I hope you've gained some amazing nuggets. And if you have some stuff that you felt like wasn't maybe shared yet, please post in the chats, because I know people are just soaking it all up, and we would love to hear from everybody if we could. But we want to get to the portion of this where, yes, okay, you were buying your ticket, but who would agree, who's been to an event, by a show of hands, that it's way, like 10 times more rewarding when you have people from your team there with you?
Yeah.
Like 100 times more rewarding. Now, don't get me wrong. You might need to, work a little bit and be intentional with them to get them there, but it's so worth it. So what does that look like, not only for you to get there, but to get your team members there as well, so they can experience
Well, and I want to say, Kim Hansard, this is her very first call. So welcome, Kim. She asked in the chats, where do I find information about the events? So when you get off of this call, in your back office, if you go to the top tab, you can go to events, click the United States flag, and you'll click Celebration 2019 in Nashville, Tennessee. If you purchased a value pack, you have a $75 off coupon to take off of the event ticket. So in your back office, you can insert that coupon and it'll take $75 off of your ticket, and that's where you're gonna buy your ticket. But what James and I want to teach you tonight is we want all of you to be empowered to bring your team. We wanna see Chelsea Taylor have 30 people from her team going, and Dustin and Liz have 30 people, and Lane and Chelsea have 50 people, and Taylor Smith have 60 people. We wanna see all of you have as many people as you can come to that event. So we want to teach you how to invite your team to events. Because as you've been on this call, I know for me, I'm listening to Danny and I'm listening to Chelsea Taylor, and I'm saying to myself, okay, whatever it is that you're talking about, I've got to be there. How can I convey that to somebody who is on my team? And so if you are taking notes, this would be the best time to begin taking notes, because Eric Worre, who is in network marketing, he wrote the book GoPro, and he is an international, world-renowned network marketing professional leader who says, if you can get yourself so equipped to talking about events and getting your team to events, you can be a millionaire in your network marketing company. And so the first thing to do when talking about events is when you're talking to somebody who's on your team. So I'm going to use Chelsea Taylor, for example. When I met Chelsea Taylor, she wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, and she was working at a bank. She was engaged at the time, and she only had McKenna. So McKenna was her only child. She was working full-time at her job. And so when I'm talking to Chelsea, my heart when wanting to get Chelsea to an event is to talk directly to Chelsea's why. So when I'm on the phone with Chelsea and when I'm talking to her, Chelsea, there's an amazing event in Nashville, Tennessee, August 10th through the 13th. Our entire team is going, but you told me you want to be a stay-at-home mom. There are going to be thousands of people in this Bridgestone arena who have become stay-at-home moms. They have become stay-at-home moms because they get themselves to this event. Your dream and your desire is to make an additional $500 a week that will get you out of your job. If that's what you want, I've got to get you to this event with me. Are you in? You can drive with me. Get in the car. You can come. I will help you get your event ticket paid for. So what I did was, first and foremost, I'm casting that vision to Chelsea Taylor. I'm telling her, hey, you want to get out of your job. What's going on in Nashville is there's top leaders, stay-at-home moms just like you who are going to be sharing from the stage and teaching you exactly what you need to do so that you can become a stay-at-home mom as well. So number one, I'm casting that vision to Chelsea Taylor. You're going to cast that vision for the people who are on your team. They need to see the value in why it is that they need to go. So just by saying, we're going to have so much fun, which we are. We're going to go to parties, which we are. We're going to, have just a great time and dress up and go to a beautiful gala because we are. That isn't going to sing to their soul the way singing to their soul and digging out their pain points of why they need to be there. That will help effectively. Yes. Go.
Well, and to just phrase it a different way, it's just revisiting their goals. What did they say they wanted from Isagenix? Did they want an extra $10,000? Did they want to be able to pay for their car payment? Listen, you were telling me this is what you wanted, and I'm telling you just with all transparency and all honesty, getting to this event is the absolute best thing you could ever do to get a step closer to that goal that you said that you wanted. So what can I help you do? What do you want to split a hotel room? Do you want to, we can carpool together. You guys, at my first event, we piled in like 5 or 6 of us in this car, drove 14 hours from Knoxville to Dallas, and like 7 of us slept in this like Super 8 motel room. Sorry, something just fell on our kitchen. A Super 8 motel room, and we all just made it work. So there's a solution to everything. And when somebody says, listen, I can't make it work financially, say, okay, what can I do to help you be able to make that work so that you never have to say, I can't make it work financially again? Because listen, you guys, once you set the intention to go to something like Celebration that is without a doubt incredibly life-changing, there will be obstacles that try and come in your way and stop you from getting to this event.
Yeah.
I'm just going to tell you right now, things will happen. Work will say, no, you can't go. Things will try and stop you from being in that room, and they'll try and stop your team from being in that room as well. And we are not sitting here, getting kind of sweaty with excitement for no reason. It is that worth it. And so, going to bat for your team, saying, listen, let's help you enroll 2 value packs this week at $400. Boom, that pays for that expense that you said you couldn't have. And it all works out together. So revisiting their whys, going back to that, and then having a phone conversation with them. Mm-hmm. That's one of the things that for me, when inviting people, is so imperative. Why? Because they can hear your conviction. Yep. They can hear, listen, I'm all in with this and I want this so badly for you. Let's go together and experience what this is going to be for both of us, right, so that we can finish 2019 with all of our goals being absolutely crushed. What do you say? Let's do this thing.
Right. So what James said is that the objection of price, we can overcome every objection. There's always a solution to every problem. I'm going to share this with you. Kate Hunt, who's on this line, she started Isagenix, and 1 week in, I said, you've got to get yourself to NYKO. I had never even met her. She didn't know anybody on our team. Jamie Lynn and Tori, who are leaders on this team, crystal executives on this team, they were going to NYKO as well, and I put them in a room. They didn't know each other, but I, as their leader, said, I'm going to figure out what I need to do to get you to this place. What do we need to do? Well, I need to split a hotel room. So I connected them together. They didn't know each other. They bonded at that event like they are soul sisters. They left NYKO. They communicate. We all communicate like almost every single day with one another. They left that event. The 3 of them are crystal executives on our team. They're They are moving and growing their team together. But one of the objectives was, well, I can't afford my own hotel room. So what did I do? I connected them together so they didn't have to afford it on their own. Now, when you're looking at Nashville, Airbnbs, who can you stick your team with in an Airbnb? There's a solution to every single problem. So by getting an Airbnb, you can fit 5 to 10 people in an Airbnb. They're connecting and communicating with one another, growing deeper relationships, and going to the event together at Bridgestone Arena every day. So what we do as leaders when it comes to building up to the event, we take care of the people that we're bringing in. So if somebody says to me, I want to come, price is an objective, no worries. Just like James said, we'll help you get the value pack. I'm going to connect you with somebody, put you in an Airbnb. I'm going to do my best so that you can get yourself to that event.
So just in the chats, how, if you had to put a number on how many people you would personally like to bring with you to this celebration, type in the chats what that number would be. We got 6. It could be any number.
Jen Higgins wants 10, 3. Carson Schaefer, 3.
I love it.
Joni,
Come on.
5.
What do we
Ellen,
got? What do we
10.
got?
Taylor, 10. Caroline, 10.
I love it. So 30. I love it. Oh, no, 3. Sorry, I thought that said 30. So I love all of these. And you guys, here's the thing. And here's why we're talking about this right now at the end of April, because there's time. People's schedules haven't filled up. They aren't really sure. But when you start, and you make an intention and saying, listen, I'm getting 10 people to come with me, to stay in a hotel room, to stay in an Airbnb. It's going to be a weekend to remember. I want you to be one of those people. You set that intention now. You set that intention now, because any objections that take place, you have time to figure them out.
Just like the follow-up.
It's not like we're doing this 2 weeks in advance. We're doing this right now. And so here's what I would say. I would take, and I would, whatever number it is, I would write it down on your phone, write it on a piece of paper, write it as we talk about with goals. You visualize it. You put 10 all over your house, 10 attendees, 10 team members coming with me in celebration. You write that out and you speak that out. And then you get on the phone, or you go ask to go grab coffee with them. You have them watch this call and see the conviction of the other people that have gone to the events and say, I want you to be one of the people that comes with me. So what we challenge you guys to all do is that this week, when we get off this call, for one, you buy your celebration ticket.
Yeah.
Because leaders go first. If you want your team to buy their ticket, you buy yours first, and you can do that in your back office. But then from that point, making a list and say, okay, who are 10 people, who are 20 people, who are 30 people that I want to bring and who I'm going to commit this week. What's the word? This week. To getting on the phone with and saying, will you come to celebration with me? I know it's going to absolutely change your life. And we have a special incentive on top of that.
We do. And just remember that when you're connecting with someone, if somebody on your team says no, it doesn't mean, just like when we do the follow-up, it doesn't mean no, they're not coming. It just means you've got to reconnect with them, readdress celebration. So if somebody on your team says no, you're getting them there anyways. Tomorrow, Isagenix is launching a brand new promotion so that you can have a free hotel room at celebration. So tomorrow, when it's announced, I will post it on how you can win the free hotel at celebration. I'm going to post it on Freedom Living Team Business in our business page so you can earn a free hotel room. There's absolutely no reason that we cannot have 300 people from Freedom Living Team there. But it's going to take all of us committing and looking at the number that we want to personally bring and working on our part to get them there. Because guys, you get your team there, your income grows, the lives are going to be impacted. Everything just absolutely explodes when we get there. So the dates are August 10th through the 13th. If you haven't bought your celebration ticket, do that. And James's call to action this week of connecting with your downline, connecting with your team, and letting them know about celebration.
And how I would phrase it and how I would leave it too is how I want to figure out how we can get you to celebration with me in Nashville. They might not know tomorrow, right? They might say, oh, I need to look at it. Say, okay, well, I want to get together with you and I want to figure out how we can get you to Nashville because I know it's going to absolutely change everything for you.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys feel good about this? You guys feel confident?
Who's fired up about celebration?
It's going to be amazing. We're headed into some sweet times, and this added incentive to getting a completely free hotel room right in downtown Nashville is just a cherry on top. You guys, we love you. We are excited about what is taking place here in this team and on this company. There's never been a sweeter time. There really hasn't.
And in the next week or two, we are going to have a detailed agenda specifically for Freedom Living Team so you can be in the know. So we are so excited, you guys. We're going to be back on this call next Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern. Have a great night, everyone.
We love you guys. See you guys.